Welcome to Developing Timekeeping, Lesson Module 3. This is developing and understanding uniform circular motion in our strokes here at the drum kit. I had the pleasure of studying with Mr. Freddy Gruber over the years, and he's since left us, but left us with a tremendous amount of information and helped a lot of pro players like myself and Dave Wackel, Steve Smith, and many other guys with a sort of conceptual approach to what we were doing, more of a understanding of what was required to execute fluidity, space, and swing on the instrument. And one of the things that I've developed out of this was the thought of uniform circular motion in what I was playing stroke-wise on the drums. So what I mean by this is that we don't want to stop the motion that we're playing on an instrument in a very up and down, like a very angular sort of playing, this kind of thing. And we talk about this in the lesson modules about technique, as far as the molar technique and how things are very snake-like and very circular, and you know, even the one note on the drum is a circle versus this kind of playing. This kind of playing doesn't swing. I'm not saying you can't play fast, I'm not saying that you can't do a lot of chops, but at the end of the day, what's happening between these notes is really where the swing is at. Speaking of swing, let's take the swing, ride, cymbal, beat and use that as a demonstration. So I have an opportunity when I play this jazz ride cymbal beat to play it like this. One triplet, two triplet, three triplet, four triplet, one. Or I can play it like this. I can turn the hand slightly over and focus on that every one of those phrases of notes, ding, da, da, ding, da, da, ding. So there's basically two beats in the phrase. Two triplet, three triplet, four triplet, one. There's three notes and two beats. That would all be a part of one movement, one circular movement that stems out of an elbow movement in the molar technique. So it would look like this if I did it that way. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. Triplet 2, triplet 3, triplet 4, triplet 1, triplet 2, triplet 3, triplet 4, triple. So you can see that what's happening with my hand there. I'm doing this sort of circular motion rather than ding, da, da, ding, this sort of motion, very angular and straight up and down. So when I go to play that faster, I'm going to demonstrate it now, sort of up the tempo, let's say. And I'll play it first with an angular stroke, and then second with a molar type stroke where the elbow is moving first and making a circle out of it. And you can see what happens to the feel of what I do. So here's a demonstration of both of those. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm thinking about just playing straight up and down. Da da ding, 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 da da ding. Now listen to the sound of what I'm doing. Now when I go to the circle and move the elbow out, what happens to it? Nice circular motion. You can feel the bounce in it now. Now it's swinging. There's a definite feel change that happens when I'm doing that. I can feel the ding, da da ding, da da ding turn into ding, da da ding, da da ding, da 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 da. There's a very distinct swing feel to it. And that would happen on every instrument. Like, let me demonstrate it now here on the hi-hat. It's the same thing. It becomes audible here when the foot opening comes into it. So let me do that. A little bit up-tempo, angular, and then a nice circular. You can see my elbow a little bit better maybe on the hi-hat demonstration. So here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and angular, 1, 2, 3, 4, up and down, up and down, up and down. Now we're going to make it swing. I'm going to move the elbow out and then make a circular motion out of the phrase. What happens, I think, is that the articulation of that phrase comes into play. It's a part of the circle. The distance that I'm traveling, it changes the phrasing of the notes a little bit. Now this is going to translate to other things like the backbeat with the snare hand. So my backbeat is this motion, not this. Up and down like this. It's all a part of this elbow movement like this. You can see the circle. It's not a circle, but it's more like a football shape. But you can see that happening in that backbeat. So let me demonstrate that really quick with just a backbeat. 1, 2, 3, and. You see the circle in my hand. Rather than. Okay, this is the foundation of uniform circular motion, but the key here is that this does a lot of different things. It helps the timekeeping because I'm feeling that note, the sustain of that note, doing ba, 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 rather than tap, wait, tap, wait, tap, wait. You know, like we spoke about in the lesson module about playing the sustain. It's the same sort of thing up here. There's different note sustain values that happen because of that circular motion. And so I'm constantly doing this when I'm playing. If you watch Buddy Rich and those guys, the way he played snare drum, you could see, I'm over-exaggerating it, but you could see the circles in the phrases and the way he played it. And it's the same with the ride cymbal patterns and even the backbeats. Look at Stuart Copeland's backbeat, the way that he would play that backbeat with that circle like this. And you can see it in a lot of different players. So what I want to do is perform a little bit of playing here where you can see the movement of my arms and the circular movement here up on the ride and here on the backbeat on the snare drum, and even the movement as you move between toms. I'm not thinking of a tap, 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 tap. I'm thinking of this circle around the toms. Ba, 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 bo, bo. If I go up like this, same thing down here. I'm thinking about keeping that sustain value of what's happening inside of what I'm doing. There's thought in the movement to the note rather than just the note itself. So let me perform that for you, and hopefully this will send you down the road of thinking about making nice, uniform circular motion in your playing. 1, 2, 3.